Today I will discuss and give the introduction about the Python programming, history of Python, how to start with Python programming language, and general programming style and documentations, identifiers, variables, assignment statements, expressions, data types, operators, operator precedence, comments, type conversions, common Python functions, and in the introduction to methods and strings. So generally, the term programming language is used to create some of the software programs. So program is nothing but a set of instructions to perform a particular task. So the computer, with the help of the computer device, we can use the programming languages to develop some kind of the softwares. History of Python. Generally, Python is a general purpose interpreted object-oriented programming language, and it was created by Guido van Rossum in the Netherlands in the year of 1990, and most of the industry and academic persons, they are using Python today because of its simple, concise and intuitive syntax and extensive library. Python is interpreted, which means that Python code is translated and executed by a interpreter. Python also supports for object-oriented programming language. Currently, there are two versions of Pythons, Python 2 and Python 3. The programs written in Python 3 will not run in Python 2. Python 3 is a newer version, but it is not backward compatible with Python 2. How can you start with the Python? A Python program is executed from the Python interpreter. So suppose if you want to display a message, welcome to Python, and some other messages like Python is fun on the console. The word console is an old computer term that refers to the text entry and display device of a computer. Console input means to receive input from the keyboard, and console output means to display the output to the monitor. The following diagram shows the Python command line window. So the first C colon or D colon, it may be a drive, then Python 3.2 Python. Then it shows the version of the Python. Then you can use the print statement within open and close the parenthesis within double quotes. You can type the text or the string which you want to display. For example, welcome to Python. Similarly, Python is fun. This is the console window. So you can launch the Python IDLE and command line from the start button. So this diagram shows how to launch the Python IDLE using the start button. So all the Python programs should be ended by the Python py. This is the way to create a Python program. So any name .py. So this is the way how to create or name the Python programs. So the hash or the pound symbol, it indicates it's a command line statements. And if you want to print any messages, you have to use the print statement, open and close the parenthesis. Within the open and close the parenthesis, you can specify the string or the message which you want to display in the computer monitor. So to run the program, enter Python, the name of the program with the extension .py. So in this example, Python welcome.py at the command prompt. So the first line, that hash or the pound, that indicates a command line, and the next following statements, you can use it that is the consecutive single 3 quotes. So it is also used for the command line for paragraphs and special characters and opening and closing parenthesis. This is generally used in the functions. Then pound symbol or the hash symbols, it precedes the command line, and double quotes, opening and closing the quotation marks, enclose a string or the sequence of characters, and the single quotes, consecutive 3 single quotes, opening and closing, that is used for giving the commands for the paragraphs. Using Python to perform mathematical computations. So generally you can use any kind of the variables for any two numbers. For example, x and y, these are the two variables which can be used to perform various mathematical operations. So you can use these variables with the help of the mathematical operators within a print functions. Print of x plus y. So you can perform addition. Print of x minus y for subtraction. Print of x star y for multiplication. Print of x by y for the divisions. So like that you can perform some kind of the mathematical computations using the print functions. Programming style and documentations. Good programming style and proper documentation make a program easy to read and prevents errors. Programming style deals with what programs look like, are easy for people to read and understand. This is very important if other programmers will access or modify your programs. Documentation is the body of explanatory remarks and commands pertaining to a program. These remarks and commands explain various parts of the program and help others to understand its structures and functions. So this is the general programming style for and the documentation for the Pythons. So print, then you can give the space, then the number of the variables or any thing you want to display. So this is the first one shows without any spaces. This is a bad state. With a proper space, then it is a good style of programming. Suppose if you want to find the area of a circle using the Python language, first you have to assign the value of radius. So within a command statement, you can specify assign a value to radius. So radius, it's a variable and you can assign some of the values to this one equal to 20. So 20 is the integer value, that is it is automatically assigned to the variable radius. Next you are going to find the compute the area of the circle. So pi r squared. So area is equal to pi, the value of pi is 3.14159 into radius into radius. So automatically you can, this statement, it will find the area of a circle. Then you want to, if you want to display the results, print the area of this radius within double quotes. You want to specify both the radius value and area. So radius is area. So the area of the circle for the radius 20 is 1256.36636. This is the simple example for finding the area of the circle using the Python language. Reading input from the console. So you can use the input function to read the input from the console. So you can assign any variable equal to input, enter a value or something within a double quotes. You can use the function eval to evaluate and convert it into a numeric value. For example, eval within opening and closing the parenthesis within 34.5. Now it's a string. So it will returns 34.5. Eval of 345, that returns 345. Eval of 3 plus 4, that returns 7. Eval of some mathematical expression 51 plus 54 star 3 plus 2, it will return 321. So eval function is used to evaluate and convert it into a numeric value. By default all the things are in strings in Python. So if you want to convert into a numeric value, you can use the eval functions. So the same example, radius, you can use it eval, input, enter the value of the radius. So you can get the radius for area of a circle by using this program. Suppose if you want to find the average of any three given numbers. So number 1, e-value, input, enter the first number. Similarly for number 2, number 3. Suppose then average. Average is equal to number 1 plus number 2 plus number 3 divided by 3. And display the results. So print within parenthesis, within double quotes, the average of number 1, comma number 2, comma number 3 is average value. So this program shows the average of the given numbers 1, 2, 3 and its average is 2. Identifiers. Identifiers are the names that identify the elements such as variables and functions in a program. In the previous program, I told you the variables number 1, number 2, number 3, average, input and others are the names of the things that appear in the programs. In programming terminology, such names are called the identifiers. An identifier is a sequence of characters that consists of letters, digits and underscores. So we have to follow some of the rules for identifiers. The first one is an identifier is a sequence of characters that consists of letters, digits and underscores. An identifier must start with a letter or an underscore. It cannot start with a digit. An identifier cannot be a keyword. Keywords are known as the reserved words. These words are already reserved and it consists some of the specified meanings in Python. So you should not use any keyword as an identifier. For example, import is a keyword which tells the Python interpreter to import a module to the program. An identifier can be of any length, for example, area, radius, and number one are legal identifiers, whereas 2a and d plus 4 are not a valid identifier because they do not follow the rules. 2a, the rule which it doesn't follow is the identifier starts with a digit, so it is not allowed. And d plus 4, any mathematical operator should not come in that identifier names. When Python detects an illegal identifier, it reports a syntax error and terminates the program. Variables. Variables are used to reference values that may be changed in the program. The statement for assigning a value to a variable is called an assignment statement. In Python, equal to sign is used as a assignment operator. The syntax for assignment statement is variable equal to expression. An expression represents a computation involving values, variables and operators that taken together evaluate to a value. For example, consider the following code y equal to 1. So you can assign the value 1 to a variable y. Radius is equal to 1.0. So you can assign the floating point value 1.0 to the variable which is named as radius. Then you can assign the expression to the variable x, like x is equal to 5 stars 3 by 2 plus 3 star 2 and x is equal to y plus 1. Assign the addition of y to 1 to the variable x. So this is the way to assign the values to the variables. And simultaneous assignments. Python also supports for simultaneous assignments for the variables. Variable 1, variable 2, variable n equal to expression 1, expression 2 and so on, expression n. Example, x is equal to 1, y2 equal to 2, temporary temp variable. It's a variable equal to x, x is equal to y is equal to temp. Named constants. A named constant is an identifier that represents a permanent value. For example, pi. Pi value is always constant. It's a permanent value. So you can assign this pi as a permanent value for the named constants pi. Pi is equal to 3.14159. So area is equal to radius into pi. There are three benefits of using constants. You do not have to repeatedly type the same value if it is used multiple times. If you have to change the constant's value, example from 3.14 to 3.14159 for pi, you need to change it only in a single location in the source code. Descriptive names make the program easy to read. Next is Python built-in core data types. Python offers built-in core data types: numbers, strings, list, tuple, and dictionary. Numbers, again, numbers are categorized as integers, floating point numbers, complex numbers. Again, integers are classified as signed integers and booleans. So the core data types are numbers, string, list, tuple, and dictionary. Numbers, generally these are the integers, signed integers, booleans. Signed integers and booleans. Booleans, it takes the values only true or false. Signed integers are plus 3 or simply a 3, minus 3, like this. And floating point numbers, this is with the part of the decimal part, 6.73, 3.14, like this. Complex numbers, it is a plus bj, like this. And the string, you can use the strings as a single quotes or a double quotes, a. And combinations within a double quotes. You can specify the sequence of characters 1 2 3 4 like this. List is a mutable type. You can use the number of elements within a square bracket, 1 2 3 4 like this in case of integers. In case of the characters, you can make it as a within a single quotes, within a square bracket you can specify the characters or the strings. And tuples. Tuples is a immutable data type. So you can use the parenthesis. Within a parenthesis, you can specify the numbers or the characters like this. And set. Set is also a mutable type, similar to the list, but with the opening and closing the curly braces. So sets, generally mathematical sets, we know it. It doesn't support for the duplicate entries. So set 1 is equal to, within a curly bracket you can specify the elements, number of elements. Dictionary is also a mutable type. So you can specify the name value pairs in the dictionary. So name, A is a name, its value is 1. E is the name, and in this example 2 is the value. Like that you can assign the name value pairs in the dictionaries. List, we will see one by one in detail. The list in Python's compound data type. A list in Python represents a list of comma separated values of any data type between a square brackets. Lists are mutable. So in Python type data types, there are mutable types and immutable types. Mutable means changeable. That is, one, they can change, add, delete elements in a list. This is the mutable. So program to input two lists and join it. List 1, it consists the values, enter elements of list 1. List 2, e-value input, enter elements of list 2. Now we want to join these two lists, list 1 and list 2. So you can use the plus operator. List is equal to list 1 plus list 2. So you can separately print the list 1, list 2. So within the square bracket, if you give the number of elements, it will be assigned as a list. Tuple. The tuple is Python's compound data type. A tuple in Python represents the list of comma separated values of any data type within parentheses. So here you have to use the parenthesis for the tuple. For the list you have to use the square bracket. Tuples are immutable, that means non-changeable. One cannot make any changes to the elements of the tuples. So similarly, the same thing, tuple is equal to eval input, enter the elements for tuple 1, tuple 2. Then you can join these two tuples, tuple 1, tuple 2. So tuple 1 within a parenthesis, you can get the values of tuple 1. Similarly for the tuple 2, get it. And if you want to add these two things, you can join the, actually it is used to join the two tuples. Dictionary. Dictionaries are unordered collection of elements in curly braces in the form of the key value pairs. That particular keys are associated to its values. Dictionaries are also mutable. As dictionary elements does not have index value, the elements are accessed through the keys defined in the key value pairs. In this example, phone dictionary equal to some name and its phone number. Name, phone number. So each names and phone numbers are the key value pair. If you want to specify more than one key value pair, these are separated by a comma. Mutable and immutable data types. So mutable types in Pythons are list, dictionaries and sets. Immutable types in the Pythons are integers, floating point numbers, booleans, strings and tuples. Numeric data types and operators. Python has two numeric types, integers and floating point numbers. For working with the operators plus, minus, star, slash, double slash, double star and percentage. So plus for addition, minus for subtraction, star for multiplication, slash for divisions, double slash for integer divisions, double star for exponentiation, percentage for the remainders. Evaluating expressions and operator precedence. Python expressions are evaluated in the same way as arithmetic expressions. The following operator precedence rule is used to determine the order of evaluations. Exponentiation is applied first, then multiplication, star, floating division, slash integer division double slash and remainder operator percentage are applied after. If an expression contains several multiplication, divisions and remainders operators, they are applied from left to right. Addition and subtraction operators are applied last. If an expression contains several addition and subtraction operators, they are applied from left to right. So these are the rules for the operator precedence. So this is the simple examples. So in this expression, it consists 3 plus 4 star 4 plus 5 star 4 plus 3 minus 1. So first we have to evaluate the parenthesis, inside the parenthesis, then multiplications, again multiplications, then it consists the addition and the subtraction. So it starts from left to right. Type conversions in Python. To directly convert from one data type to another, which is there are two type of type conversions in Python. Python implicit type conversions and Python explicit type conversions. The first one is implicit type conversion. So x is equal to 10, print x is of type of x. So y is equal to 10.6. So now first one is the integer, second one is the floating point. Next you are going to add these two things, integer value with the floating point. It is possible. So print these two things. So automatically the type conversion is there. So you will get the final output as 20.6. Python explicit type conversions. The data type is manually changed by the user as per their requirement, converting integer to float. So you can use int of a comma base. This function converts any data type to an integer. Base specifies the base in which the string is. If the data type is a string, float. This function is used to convert any data type to a floating point number. So this function, so int is used to convert anything to a integer. Float is used to convert any data type to a floating point numbers. So this is the simple program with the base 2 for integer and float. Python type conversions using odd, hex and octal. ORD, this function is used to convert a character to an integer. Hex, this function is used to convert an integer to a hexadecimal string. Oct, this function is used to convert an integer to an octal string. Common Python functions. Python provides many useful functions for common programming tasks. A function is a group of statements that performs a specific task. Python, as well as all other programming languages, provides a library of functions. ABS, it returns the absolute value of x. Max of x1, x2 and so on. It returns the largest among x1, x2 and so on. Min of x1, x2 and so on. It returns the smallest among x1, x2 and so on. Power of a comma b, it returns a power b, same as a double star of b. Round of x, it returns an integer nearest to x. If x is equally close to two integers, the even one is returned. Round of x comma n returns the float value rounded to n digit after the decimal point. So this is the example for the built-in functions. These are the other mathematical functions: fabs, ceil, floor, exponential, log, log of x comma base, square root of x, sine of x, a sine of x, cos of x, a cos of x, tan of x, degrees of x, radians of x. Strings and characters. A string is a sequence of characters. Python treats characters and strings the same way. A string is a sequence of characters and can include text and numbers. String values must be enclosed in matching single quotes or a double quotes. Python does not have a data type for characters. A single character string represents a character. Example, letter is equal to within double quotes A, or you can specify within double quotes A. Odd and CHR function. Odd, Python provides the odd CH functions for returning the ASCII code for the character CH and the CHR code of function for returning the character represented by the code. For example, CH is equal to A, odd of CH, it will returns the ASCII value of small a. CHR of 98, this is the ASCII value, so it will returns its equivalent character. Python escape sequence. /B for backspace, /T for tab, /N for line feed, /F for form feed, /R for carriage return, // for the backslash, / single quotes, /double quotes. str function. The str function can be used to convert a number into a string. For example, s is equal to str of 3.4 s. So it will convert the number to a string. String concatenations, you can use the plus symbol to concatenate any two or three strings. Introduction to objects and methods. In Python, all data including numbers and strings are actually objects. In Python, a number is an object, a string is an object, and every datum is an object. Objects of the same kind have the same type. You can use the id function and type function to get these pieces of information about an object. For example, n is equal to 3, n is an integer, id of n. So it will return the id of the particular integer. Type of n, then it will return the class integer. Similarly for the string also. Lower and upper. So the lower function is used to convert the given string into a lower. Upper is used to convert into a upper. Frequently used